Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is another Roland's recap. I'm going to tell you right now where I'm at right now. We've just finished up with a great show here in Fort Worth at the Sycamore Recreation Center Premier, putting on another great show. But we're not here for that right now on this Roland's recap. We're here for this right here. This right here is a recap. I had the proud privilege, the honor of going to none other than the Super Brawl, the Mora Vera fight. And I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, there were 7 bouts there. I had the supreme seat of all. I happened to sit right beside Dr. Bad Brad Romans, ringside. The Texas Department of License and Regulation let me have that ringside seat, and I got to see that action up close and personal. 7 bouts, but we're not going to get to all of them. We're just going to cover some of our local fighters that actually got into the ring. Greg, the technician Hadley Jr., took command and never looked back. With a straight right in the middle of the first round, he lowers, he knocks down Darrell Allen. This is at 180 pounds. Long story short, let me just go and give you the cliff notes. It doesn't happen much more after the first round because Mr. Allen does not answer the bell for the second round. Greg Hadley by TKO winner. Then we step up to James Freeman, one of our Herald area fighters. And I've got to say this. I look down, but I've got to say this. Mr. Freeman, you took a little beating, and I hope your eyes open. We love you. Don't get me wrong, but the fight fans want to see, hear, and know the fight fan information. I tell you, at the hands of Emmanuel Trooper Ledesma, you took a pretty good little spanking here. Close the left eye, as I've got the cliff notes here, but it did go the full 6 rounds, and I do appreciate you bringing the game, and at least bringing what I call the integrity and the prestige of what I call self-respect and pride. Then we step up to none other than the massive machine of destruction, Charles Hadley. He comes out strong, at least at first. He gets caught with a quick right. As a matter of fact, I had the good privilege of talking to Charles today at my home, and he actually looked at my notes and said, you couldn't have called it any better. He did take a right, but early in the first round. After that, he took command in the first round, and he should have brought closure to it real quick. Because I'm going to tell you, the final cards read a draw. Our salute to both warriors because they did bring a massive show to the ESPN fight fans, and it was beautiful. And again, I salute both of the warriors here, and especially Charles Hadley, for taking it like a man. He told me today, he said, Mr. Roland, it's going to take me a little bit longer to get up there now because I got that draw. Probably 2 more big fights before I get to the next level. But you know what, Charles, we salute you. We know you'll come back with a better game, and you'll do a lot better. Now let's step up to what everybody called the fight of the evening. That was Sergio Mora and Brian Vera. I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that was a show. I'm going to tell you, I've got my cliff notes right here. I've got to read them because, let me tell you, the former world champion, Sergio Mora, came out, and I even can read this. Mora shows the composure of a world champion. A great round of boxing. In the first round, he got caught with 1 shot, and like a true champion, he saluted his opponent and acknowledged that. But it was Mora. It was Mora 1 through 4 on my fight card. And then from 5 to 8, it was Vera making a comeback. And in round number 9, here's what I have. Mora sensing a comeback opens the throttle and clearly takes the round. And in my heart, he's got the fight at this point. Then we go to round number 10. At ringside, the crowd is up. Everybody's yelling, and I look over at Mora, and he's bouncing around, and he looks with a very direct eye and an open mouth. He says, you're going down this round. And the fight came to a beautiful end. Vera takes the win. On my card, it would have been Mora taking the win. But that's why we have judges, and that's why we have different points of view. And to close out the night was none other than our Olympian, Luis, the Latin legend, Yanez, coming to a draw with Mr. Rios. And as I close out this is nothing more than a recap. Let me know what happened out there. There were a few other fights, but I want to tell you, ESPN brought a show that was second to none. I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, as I close this up, all I can tell you is that the fights are back here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Make yourself available to this. On behalf of www.NorthTexasFisticuffs.com, I first of all salute Sean Malone one more time. He doesn't get a lot of acknowledgement here. He's the man behind the camera and the man that makes sure the information gets out to you. I salute until the next Roland's Recap. See you then.